Hey, Virgo, what's going on? How are you guys? Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for all of the positive energy and just the good vibes. I just really appreciate you all, Virgo. Thank you. Welcome to your special timeless love and loss message. This You Hurt Me series is where we'll explore the energies between you and another during, maybe a particular painful experience within that relationship. Whether it was a past relationship or it could be something you're dealing with now in the present. Maybe it could be something that's totally going to come up later at another time. But at any rate, we're going to look at those energies, and we're also going to take a look and see, how you've healed from that, or how the healing process is beginning as it relates to that. So Virgo, whoever you're watching this video about, or whoever is watching this video on behalf of Virgo as the cross watcher, for you, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, this will all be for you. Of course, this is very general, so the messages might not resonate, but that's okay. Check out your Sun, Moon, Rising signs, or come back at another time and see how the video resonates to you then. All right? So let's go ahead and get into the energies. Let's take a look at the central energy of Virgo and the person that they're here watching about. What does the central energy look like between that relationship? That relationship that hurt so much. That relationship that just really caused a lot of pain to you. Let's take a look and see what that central energy looks like for you. Let's get one more good shuffle. All right, Spirit, please speak to us and let's see what that central energy is looking like for Virgo. Ooh. Virgo, it could have been a lot going on. I'm not even going to lie to you. Let's go ahead and try that one more time. Thank you, Spirit, for getting those messages out to us. But let's try to focus on one. What was the main energies and the central energies involving Virgo? Oh, okay, here we go. Wow, okay, let's see. So the energy that we have here is children. Your love life is being affected by children, okay? So Virgo, this could speak directly to maybe the person who you have children with, okay? Whether this was a marriage or whether this was just like maybe some sort of, coming together of you and another individual that resulted in, you guys having children together or a child together. There could be drama that still surrounds you guys as it relates to the children. Okay. Some of you Virgos, I do kind of feel like you may still be hanging on in this situation, or you were hanging on in this situation for a long time because, you didn't want to separate the children from their other parent, or you wanted to save face in front of your children, okay? People find themselves in those types of relationships a lot where, certain things have transpired, right? Certain things have transpired, but it's for the children that you try to stay together and try to make things work, And then sometimes, in some cases, it's for the children where you really kind of have to make sure you separate so that at least the children don't witness, a toxic situation, right? So it could have been either of that for either one of you or for whoever's watching this. But let's take a look and see what the energies look like for, things that contributed to a lot of joy and a lot of happiness here in this relationship. Because, not all relationships, are bad all the time, right? Before you were hurt, before there was pain, there may have been some sort of happy time, right? So let's definitely take a look at that. What were you when you were the most happiest in this relationship? Why were you happy when it came to this person? Okay, Spirit says one more time. So we'll do it one more time. Thank you. All right, so we did have two cards that fell out, and I want to accept them. They both came out at the same time. Excuse me, we had three cards. Okay, so the three cards that we have here is refocus, signs, and settling. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to get these laid or set down. We have signs, refocus, and settling. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is okay, so Virgo, I'm feeling like a lot of you may have already wanted to make a break for this relationship at one point. And what kept you around, what kept the relationship going was because, you know, maybe for some of you, you found out you were pregnant, or you found out that your person was having your child. So, you know, you had to kind of refocus your thought process a little bit and understand that, you know what, things are not about to be all about me. Maybe I have to sit here a little bit, even if it means that I have to refocus myself, or just sit here long enough to refocus and regroup myself, you know. So that could have been, you know, the children. I feel like this really relates to the children. The children in the relationship may have been the best thing to come from this relationship, though that may have been the biggest source of joy within this relationship, or the most positive aspect to the relationship that has kept you around. You know, you wanted to leave. You saw the signs that you needed to leave, that you needed to break away from this relationship, but then there was all of a sudden a child in the picture. You had to refocus that energy. You even have a child in this picture here of the refocus. Even a child's toy here for settling. So you had to really kind of refocus that energy and really settle down where you were for the better interest of your unborn child, or maybe for the better interest of a child that was in the situation. Now that could be either way, back and forth, you know, however the energies resonate, okay? And it won't be for everybody, just keep in mind. So Spirit, thank you so much for that message. Let's allow us to see what actually contributed here to the areas of pain and hurt within the relationship. Pain and hurt in the relationship. Please allow us to see, Spirit, for Virgo. All right. I feel like we had another card on the top of the deck that I wanted to slide out too. Okay, so we have faithless. And just for the sake of argument, I do want that other card that wanted to come out. So we have faithless and we have unavailable. So yeah, we have two shadow cards here that come out on the side of like the energy that really you know, contributed to a lot of pain. Virgo, excuse me. What I mostly feel here as I look at this energy, Virgo, is that for a lot of you, what was going on as far as what brought a lot of pain to the relationship was you really felt that by settling down, even though you knew it was for the kids, I think that you really kind of, in the back of your mind, knew that, you know, it really was kind of in vain, you know. It really was kind of in vain, and really, you know, you made yourself available and present for yourself and for your children within the relationship. But I think that you just kind of took less off of, or excuse me, took more off of you and this person really connecting, and then saying, you know what, I'm just going to make it all about the kids. Since I'm only staying around for the kids anyway, I'm just going to make it all about the kids. And that person may have began to kind of grow a little bit. Like they may have felt like they had to take a step back into the shadows. They may have felt like Virgo was unavailable to me, you know. And you really didn't give them any faith in showing them that things would really get better within the relationship, or they might have not have even known that anything was really wrong. You know, I feel like they kind of just was doing their thing and being in a relationship with you, and they were thinking that things were really happy while you were really kind of making a break for it, you know? But all in all, I do feel like, you know, they kind of like, you know, they just kind of saw you kind of, they thought, I feel like they kind of felt that you were losing faith in them, and losing faith within the relationship, because you were becoming so unavailable. But you were becoming unavailable because you were dealing with the children, because you were making the relationship all about the children, since you felt as though you were kind of in that relationship only for the kids anyways. Now, that's just some of you. For others of you, this is just where, you know, for others of you, this is where, okay, that partner became unavailable. That partner became like you began to really lose faith in them as a partner, as they became so unavailable and detached from you. Okay. And that detachment just really, it just really was the driver in you saying, okay, you know what, I'm out of here. But again, it all just gets circled around to the children. There's just, it's really heavy. It's really heavy. Let's take a look and see what types of signs and, you know, things that Spirit wants to kind of keep in the foreground of our mind. Maybe sometimes like some unconscious signs that we might either miss, some things that maybe come to our dreams about this particular relationship. In fact, you have the card here of signs that comes up here in your positive energy side. So it leads me to believe that for a lot of you Virgos, you have been noticing certain signs. You know, maybe even multiple signs. You've been noticing things, but you may not just have been heeding those signs. You may not have been really, you know, putting too much stock into those signs, because you just kind of really felt like, you know, you're not really going in any direction anyway. You're really just kind of settling. So let's see. One more time. Thank you, Spirit. I appreciate it. All right, so we have cards. Fate. Okay. A lot of you Virgo, I feel like this is where you felt like, okay, you know what? Excuse me. A lot of you Virgos, this is where you're saying, you know what? I have to kind of give in a little bit. A lot of you said, okay, you know what? This is what is supposed to happen in my life. Obviously, my children are here for a reason, and I'm going to make sure that I take care of them to the utmost of my abilities. This is a very motherly card, this Queen of Hearts here. I just feel like for some of you, you may have just had to take on a very, very motherly or matriarchal role where you really self-sacrificed, and it really wasn't even about you anymore. Again, it was about those children. So we have cards, we have fate. You really kind of felt like, you know, this was your purpose. This was your purpose, to make sure that you raise these kids and that you know, bring them up in a proper way, you know, and this other partner was just merely a means of some sort of support or some sort of support system to make sure that your kids was raised in a happy home, okay? Or at least a home where there's two parents, okay? Excuse me, kind of have to reset this up as I go along. You know, that queen, motherly figure that may be like a reoccurring meme to some of you. You might be seeing that on a regular, a lot of hearts. You know, if you're seeing a lot of hearts, or if you're seeing like a lot of queen type memes or whatever, like I feel like as you scroll up your social media or something like that, those are really some signals that just kind of let you know that you have to remember, you know what, that, hey, I am a queen. And, you know, even if I'm not talking to a woman here, it's where, you know what, I am royalty here. I am, you know, a parent here, and I have to operate from a place of love. And you also have to operate from a place of love for yourself as well. So let's take a look and see what some of the messages here that may be floating around between you and this other person. Because what I'm getting here the most for a lot of you, this is where you were in a marriage and you really just stuck around for those kids. And your partner became like less of a partner and just kind of more of a placeholder, you know, to make sure that your kids were raised with both parents. Some of you, this is maybe the type of childhood that you experienced growing up. And it may be playing out somewhat similarly in your current relationship or in a significant relationship from the past. All right. All right. So this one says, I don't know if I can meet your expectations. Oh. So now it comes out. So I see. Your partner became unavailable. They backed out. They kind of withdrew. They kind of became somebody that you really couldn't have faith in anymore. Excuse me. Because they were really dealing with some dark night energy, definitely here. Both shadowy figures, they were definitely dealing with some dark night energy. Okay? They really kind of maybe felt a little inadequate. They maybe felt like they weren't ready to be someone's parent, even though, you know, or they may have felt like they weren't ready to be someone's husband if they were feeling, or wife, right? Like depending on those type of pressures. But either way, this person maybe has said to you at some point, you know, I don't know how this is going to work out. I don't know how I can do this. I don't know how I can be what you need me to be. Okay? This is maybe where, Virgo, you may have thought at some point, you don't know if this person can meet your expectations. You need them to be a strong other parent, right? Or a strong spouse, or a strong, partner. But there's just some part of them that you're not able to connect with. But at the same time, you see all of that and you recognize your worth and your royalty, but you still put all of that energy into staying right where you are. And it's really self-sacrificing. It's really some self-sacrificing energy that I see here, Virgo. Let's pull some tarot and see what the tarot has to add here. And I feel like for a lot of you Virgos, like if you've had to self-sacrifice a lot within a relationship, it's definitely going to come with rewards, and that's what I really feel like. I want to take a look and see what the tarot has to add here to bring, more perspective to the relationship. All right, let's do one more. Okay. The Three of Swords, right? So the Three of Swords energy is probably those signs that you saw, those signs that you saw at some point in the relationship. You may have known about some sort of infidelity. You may have known about some sort of betrayal or third-party situation. Okay. And then the Six of Cups. But you stayed with this person because you've known this person for a long time. At some point, like, you guys made a pact. You made a promise to one another at some point. So you stayed around. But it was also because, again, it was for the sake of children. but this Three of Swords definitely tells me that there was a significant betrayal here. And that Six of Cups means that you really do look back at that energy a lot. You really kind of focus on that. I don't really feel like you are completely healed from that. And that may play out in other relationships. You don't really have a lot of faith in relationships that you're in now, or relationships that you come across. You make yourself unavailable, and you make those excuses like, well, I have children, so I don't have to be so emotionally invested. And it's really because anytime someone expresses a certain type of love, right, that nostalgia kicks in. You think about the damage from yesteryear. Okay, so we have the Prince of Cups. So there could be some water sign coming forward towards you to express a particular emotion. Okay, it doesn't have to be a water sign, but it could just be anyone coming forward towards you. This is a Prince of Cups. I really feel like with that Prince of Cups, it is someone that, I really feel like they can really see eye level to you, meaning, they may be like around the same age as you. Okay. But this Prince of Cups is either coming to offer some sort of apology. I feel like they could be offering some sort of apology, or they could be offering some sort of, just an expression of emotion, even if it's not exactly an apology, right? It could just be where they're just saying, they're recognizing the things that, they put you through by, not necessarily being available to you and to the family. But, they could even be saying, I didn't know that if I could meet your expectations of being a husband or being a wife or being a partner, right? So, they made themselves unavailable. They kind of, reclused, even though they were within the relationship. So, yeah, so the Three of Pentacles is saying that they're coming to apologize. They're coming to express some sort of emotion, to kind of make things even with you, to kind of even the playing field, to set things in motion of maybe possibly trying to figure something out. It may not necessarily be saying that they're trying to get back together with you, but I do feel like they just don't necessarily want any bad blood with you, okay? All right, so then we have the Queen of Swords and then the Seven of Wands. Ooh. Virgo, I feel like you're not gonna have it though, like they're gonna come back, you're gonna, they're gonna apologize, or they're gonna say whatever they want to say. They want to, work out things from the past. Okay, that's fine. You want to do that, that's fine. But don't expect me to get in a relationship with you again after the way you hurt me and after the way you hurt our family, and because of the decisions that I had to make to keep our family together, even though I knew you weren't going to be around. Don't think that that's going to put me back in a relationship with you. I do accept your apology for what it is. However, that Queen of Swords is saying, I accept that apology for what it is, but BS is BS, okay? And that Seven of Wands is letting me know that you're going to be very adamant about the position that you're in and valid in the position that you're in, okay? All right, so yep, and then with the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Cups coming out under the deck, that's letting me know here that ultimately you are going to be able to walk away from this situation, and you're going to be able to walk away from this situation knowing that it's the right thing for you to do. All right, so for some of you, this may be a past relationship, so you did already walk away from the situation, once the time was right, but, I mean, hey, there's a lot of relationships where we hang around a little longer than maybe we're supposed to, but why? And that's for you individually, right? But as a general reading, as I see it here, for most of you, you stayed around because you really wanted the best life for your children, and you really thought that the best life for your children was a stable home, so you stuck around. You stuck around even though you were hurt, even though you were betrayed. But this person is coming back around to tell you something at some point. And yeah, you'll accept it, right? You'll accept it, but you're going to be like, listen, I accept your apology, but this is it, like this is how it's going to go for until the rest of whenever. That Eight of Cups energy is saying that you're not having it. You're walking away to something happier, or you walked away already to something happier. All right, let's get one more good shuffle and let's take a look and see what the healing energies look like. Some added advice here to see how the relationship healed or how you healed from the relationship. Oh, all right, so we have 2 cards. Of course we would. So we have the first card here is we have number 6, be willing to express love. When we express love, we begin to receive more love. And then, oh wow, and then card number 7, the only thing that, the only thing that the only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus from the problem back to love. I like this. I like this. Okay? Because this is saying, honestly, what I'm really feeling like is that this is saying that, you know what, it doesn't have to be hard feelings. Okay? Yeah, this happened in our relationship in the past, or this is happening at some point in our relationship now, but it didn't have to be, you know, there doesn't have to be any bad blood. You know, we can co-parent, or we can still be around each other in the same spaces and still have love and respect for one another as a human being. Okay, we can still talk, we can still laugh, we can still ha, but we can do that without having to hold on to the pain. Okay. I really like this energy, Virgo, because I really feel like for a lot of you, you're really walking away from something that you really should have walked away from for a long time ago. But you've been so self-sacrificing, and with that self-sacrifice is really you having the strength to really walk away from, you know, this fate that you thought you were tied to. But really you sealed your fate when you decided to stay and stick around and settle. You didn't have to. But again, I just really feel like a lot of you did it for the sake of children in the relationship, and that's where you were coming from. You wanted to make sure that your children grew up in a loving environment with 2 parents. Okay. Thank you so much, Virgo. Let me know how this works out in the comment box below. You guys already know I do appreciate your time, your likes, your subscribes, your comments. Just thank you guys so much. All the information about how you can get a hold of me is in the description box if I didn't just say that already. Virgo, you have yourselves a great day. Bye.